They decided, let me take that back. I was not there when they decided to teach these lessons at the same time, but I hate teaching them at the same time because guess what? You guys just get them confused. And you don't ever remember the difference between parallel and perpendicular. Just like you guys don't know the difference between area and perimeter. Because you got taught those lessons at the same time, and then they just morphed into your brain, and now that you can't tell me which one's which. Can you tell me which one's which? Perimeter and area.
Area is the inside.
Area is the outside.
The perimeter is the outside. You're saying the perimeter of a building.
Yes, the perimeter is the distance around the outside.
The outside.
Area is the distance covered
On the
by
ground.
the inside. So that's in square footage. Area is in square feet, whereas perimeter is like a tape measure. You can just measure out the distances. But area is in squares. Like look at the floor. Right? You see the square feet. So just like people don't remember those, you guys are going to get these confused. So normally the one people remember is parallel lines. So right now, you guys tell me what's your definition of a parallel line?
They never cross.
Two lines that never intersect. Two lines that never intersect. Okay? So, what I want you to do is, I want you to improve your definition of that. I want to see if you can improve it without me telling you the definition. But think about, when you were in first grade, what was a square?
4 sides.
4 sides. But right now, is everything with 4 sides a square? No, you got a better definition now, right? You know that it has to have all sides equal, and you have to have right angles for all the angles to be a square. So, you're right, these are lines that never touch, but knowing what you know now in Algebra 1, can you give me a better definition for parallel lines?
You have to have the same slope.
That's it. That's what I was looking for. In order for lines to be parallel, the lines must have the same slope. Because what does slope talk about? Slope is the tilt, the rise over run, the tilt of the line. These lines have the same tilt. That's why they are parallel. Okay? So, very good. You have now improved your definition of parallel lines. So, because parallel lines have the same slope, we can answer a lot of questions because we know that. So now, let's look. We want to know the equation of a line. We want it to be in slope-intercept form. It has to go through this point. Sorry, you can't say green, can you? It must go through this point, and it must be parallel to this line. So let's start with the new piece of information. Have we already been talking about slope-intercept form? Yes. Have we already been talking about lines that go through a point? Yes. Have we talked about this? Not yet. So what does it mean? If the line must be parallel to this line. If it is parallel to this line, what do I know about parallel lines?
Same slope.
Same slope. Can you identify the slope of this line? Yes, because it is in slope-intercept form. So because it is in slope-intercept form, what is the slope of that line? So what's the slope of my line? That's it. So now I know my line has a slope of 3 over 4. What else do I know about my line? What else do I know about my line? If you read that, the x-intercept being -2 is not my line. Is that what you said?
No.
What'd you say?
I said 8 and 9.
Okay. That's it. It has to go through this point. So what do I know about my line? Do I know the slope of my line? Yes. What else do I know about my line? A point. So I know a point and the slope.
Slope form.
Point, slope, form. y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. If I plug in y minus 9 equals 3/4 times x minus 8. Is this an equation of my line? Yes. Did it ask me for an equation of my line? No, it was more specific this time. It wants it in. So how can I take something that's in point slope form and put it into slope intercept form? Isolate the y. That's the answer I'm looking for. Isolate the y. Get the y by itself. So first we distribute here. What's 3/4 times x? What's 3/4 times -8? There's 8 slices of pizza. If you got 3/4 of it, how many slices did you get? 6. 3/4 of 8 is 6. And if you're not sure, what can you do? Put in your calculator. Okay. Now, is this in slope-intercept form? No, why not? Y is being subtracted by 9. So I need to both sides. So that's going to give me y equals 3/4 x plus 3. Is this in slope-intercept form? Finished. So it's the same stuff we've been practicing, but now we've added this little bit of information about parallel lines. Parallel lines have the same slope. That's what you need to know. Being on the ACT that has to do with this. So I'm giving you 2 lines. The first line is 3y equals -4x plus 6. The second line is y equals -3/4 x minus 5. I want to know, are these lines parallel, are they perpendicular, or are they neither? So what do I need to identify about both of my lines? The slopes of both of my lines. Do I know the slope of either line currently? Which one? The second equation. Y equals -3/4 x minus 5. What's the slope of this line? -3/4. Do I know the slope of my first line? Why not? Because it's not in slope-intercept form. So I want to get it in slope-intercept form so I can easily identify the slope. Why is this not in slope-intercept form? Multiplied by 3. How can I undo multiplying by 3? Divide by 3. So I've got y equals -4 divided by 3 is -4/3. X. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Is this in slope-intercept form? Yes. What's the slope of this line? So do they have the same slope? So they're not parallel. Do they have opposite reciprocal slopes? Are they reciprocals?
Yes.
Are they opposite? No. Remember, 2 things have to be true. They must be opposite signed and reciprocals. These are the same sign and reciprocal. So it's not perpendicular. So these are neither. So what's the most common mistake that you guys think you might make? The sign. That's why I tried to break it down as 2 steps. Don't just say opposite. It has to have opposite sign, and it must also be the reciprocal. You need both of those to be true.